Alright.
Today is day 9, and I'm with Matt. I love Matt because he lets me play with all my pets. The Tiger Carbon Day. And actually, we have a special guest.
What's his name?
His name is...
Hi, I'm Buckwheat.
And actually, Buckwheat's one of our best... I mean, to my opinion, Buckwheat will show you something that's amazing. Beyond amazing. Right?
Yep.
And Matt, I wear this so Matt doesn't have to feel alone in this world. Okay, anyway, and I love Matt. Actually, we're day number 9.
Yeah.
And day number 9 is going to be a really significant change in my mind in the raw food world. Matt's going to give some amazing figures about
Buckwheat.
And not only that, how much protein it has, a lot. How much?
A lot.
A lot. What else does it have?
Carbohydrates.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny. I didn't want to wear this. Actually, this is going to be given away. So actually, someone wanted this.
Somebody gets to watch the video.
If you send me your name, address, and phone number, I will send this to you.
Wow. Wow.
Free gift
Generosity
from me.
never stops, Gnarls.
It does. You know, today we gave away 16 free meals.
We did.
Everybody walks in. I said, "Do you want a free meal?" You know what they all said?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a no-brainer.
Well, it's a no-brainer. Tomorrow we're giving out spaghetti and sauce.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the secret to keep my store busy.
Free
food. Anyway, Matt, why don't you talk about what you want to talk about?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is something that's really important to me because I talk a lot about eating fruit, and there's tons of videos of me. I even wrote a book about being fruitarian and the power of eating nothing but mostly carbohydrates, like very species-specific human diet. So you're eating dominantly your calories coming from carbohydrate because they're easiest to digest. That's what our body uses for fuel, and it keeps our other ratios in proportion, like the fat and the protein and stuff like that. But I'm also, my first passion, the reason I got into raw food was ecological responsibility and sustainability. So for me, when I was living in Florida, in a tropical climate, I could grow fruits, and I was doing fine with that. But it's not really a fun thing to live in Florida as a person like me. Florida it's just heavily exploited like most tropical areas are. It's really hard to find an area that's beautiful and pristine, that's naturally able to be inhabited by humans, because if it is, then it's just people just move there and exploit it and turn it into some sort of a resort or something. And even like in the health food, natural food, raw food movement, people go to the tropics and they go with the best of intentions, but the idea of a transition is like you want to meet people where they're at, so you don't want people to not have the comforts and amenities. So they go to these resorts and stuff in the tropics, and they're still exploiting because they're putting in plumbing, they are using, they're shipping a lot of things in, they're using a lot of non-renewable materials, using a lot of non-renewable fossil fuels, and stuff like that, because the bottom line is no matter where you are geographically, you have to let go of so much to actually live responsibly, and a lot of people aren't ready to do that. So,
and by the way, Matt, of every millions and millions of people, you're the only one who can do it.
Nah, there's plenty of people.
I mean, from what I've seen.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're the best, but no, just to give.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So my thing was when I moved to North Carolina to be in the mountains, in the land that sort of nourished me, that brought me into my natural awareness and taught me about the land, where I could start to really commune with the plants and the flora and fauna, and learn from the animals and stuff. That's what I'm used to. So I really wanted to spend a lot of time in those regions, in those mountains, among people who are more ecologically minded, and a lot of people who are in the sustainability movement, the raw food movement. This does not seem sustainable or practical to them because of all the fruit that has to be shipped in, and just the humanity. I mean, the way that they treat in foreign countries, the way they treat the people who are picking the fruit, selecting the fruit, all these fair trade propaganda and all this stuff. You really have to be careful. It's just really irresponsible. And to feed as many people as we would try to get to be fruitarians on bananas, I mean, if you've actually seen how I've grown hundreds of banana plants, if you see how they grow and the nature of how they grow and the timing and stuff, it takes a lot of work and a lot of land, a lot of resources to feed that many people. It's doable, but right now we have to start where we're at.
But it's really cheap labor too, isn't it?
What's that?
Cheap labor.
Yeah, they don't pay them very much at all.
They don't pay much at all.
And they're getting poisoned. It's just really bad. So like the thing is, this is how I found to be a really good compromise, because I want to grow my food. In the summertime, pretty much anywhere I can grow melons, I can grow berries, I can grow We have fruit trees, pears, apples. I mean, all this stuff in the summertime, be a fruitarian. But there's that 4 or 5 months where greenhousing is not going to help you with fruits, and you need your carbohydrate source. You're not relying on fats. The other thing is you can't really get fats readily if you're living off the land anywhere. So buckwheat is a crop that it's basically some people think of it as a grain, and some people kind of think it's like ambiguous, but the truth is it's actually the seed of a flowering fruit is basically technically what buckwheat is. It's very high in carbohydrate. It's got a pretty good amount of protein, fairly good amino acid ratio.
How much protein does it have, by the way? Just figure it out.
Well, let's do that all together. So
okay.
First we'll do the meal here. So now we have, this is 2 pounds of buckwheat. This is what I would make for Julie and I while we were living. Let me just
for one day. Or
this would be for one day, theoretically. I'll explain that.
Okay.
So basically, when we were living, the thing is, you can grow buckwheat. Buckwheat is amazing. You can grow buckwheat. You can have 2 yields per season of buckwheat. It grows so fast that you can plant in the springtime, have a harvest in the middle of the summer, plant again as soon as that harvest, and then you can harvest again right before the fall. So you have 2 full harvests. So with like an acre or 2 of buckwheat, you're feeding a lot of people. And so...
By the way, you know what the yield on buckwheat is per acre?
I don't know that. I should look that up. I have it somewhere, but we'll talk about that in another video.
Okay.
But, so this is 2 pounds of buckwheat, and this is 4 carrots, 3 zucchini, half of a heart of celery, and 1 little bunch of scallions. And some people don't use scallions. I just use the tops of scallions. You can see they're mostly dark green, and they grow really well, really fast. You can actually grow a few rounds per bulb, but you know, that's another thing. It's just good to know gardening wise. All of this stuff besides the zucchini, you can pretty much grow in a greenhouse all through the winter. Zucchini you can grow if you can still grow in some climates if you have enough sun and a heated greenhouse, but if you don't have the zucchini, there's plenty of other things you can use that you can grow. But we have zucchini, so we're going to use that right now. So we're going to take the buckwheat and toss it in the bowl. Carrots, zucchini, celery, mix it up. And the thing is, when you use all these different vegetables, the celery is pretty salty. The carrots have a lot of flavor. Zucchini has a lot of flavor. If you can add cilantro, you can add any kind of herbs that you can grow, because you can grow herbs indoor all year. You can grow them in a greenhouse, so you can add different herbs for flavoring. You can use the scallions for a little extra flavoring. But that's basically it. And you can have this mix now, and one of the things you can do is you can eat it like that, like a tabbouleh. You can eat it in a nori wrap. You can eat it in a romaine lettuce wrap. You can throw it in a salad, eat it with lettuce. But this amount right here, I mean, if this is for 2 people, theoretically, if we're eating for instance, in the Carolina region, you can store apples for a really long time. So when you harvest apples in the fall, you can store them in a root cellar and keep them for a really long time through the winter. So if there's 2 people, and you split this as one of your meals, you can split it into 2 meals, and then along with this, if at another point in the day, earlier in the day, you eat some apples, 5 apples a person, and half of what's here is going to give you, let me get the statistics, that having the half that of buckwheat, so that amount that we made will feed 2 people, and if each one of those 2 people eats 5 apples, then that day, you're each going to get 2,000 calories, and the calorie ratio is going to be 80% carbohydrate, 12% protein, and 7% fat. Now what's also interesting is the protein content in that meal is about 67 grams per person.
Per person, that's humongous.
Yeah, so that's a lot. I mean, anybody who's worried about getting protein,
right.
And like I said, it's a really readily digestible protein source, so the aminos are in a good ratio. And there's no discrepancy in vitamins. You're getting all your A, all your C, you're getting your iron. You're getting your calcium. There's really nothing that's incomplete from that. So if you're using that as a means to get you through the winter months, it's absolutely amazing. And the viability of it as far as you can grow it.
The rest of that meal is really no harm to the land either. But you can get bananas that depending on the
no, absolutely. Some people just like fruits
for labor,
Well, I mean, because in the summer
And
you
the
can
fruit
you
and
can
mango,
grow
yeah.
you can grow your own fruits.
Oh, right.
That's what I'm saying. So in the
right.
summer you grow your own fruits and you
Right.
can live off of fruits. But if you like the buckwheat, you can do that. Just
Right.
the important thing is there
And
is a
bananas
lot
no
of,
longer have to be a staple for the fruitarians.
I
That's
don't
the way
not,
it said.
not somebody who wants to be sustainable. In
Not
this climate.
right. Not
Yeah.
sustainable to be sustainable. They can switch from bananas to buckwheat.
I'd rather
And
be
you go from- actually the two B's. Bananas, buckwheat.
Yeah. The thing is, I'd rather be
Right.
theoretically fruitarian than theoretically sustainable. So
That'd be
I'm going to be truly. I would want to be
Right.
truly sustainable and
truly-
theoretically fruitarian.
That's right.
A lot of people are truly fruitarian and theoretically sustainable because they say, "Oh, well, you can feed so many people with fruit trees."
Right.
But the reality is, they're not doing that. You know, they're really just relying on other industries.
Outside source,
And in
right.
the meantime, saying,
And
well,
cheap
I'm
labor,
doing
and
okay.
exploitation of labor.
Exactly. So there's,
And it's actually $3.50, $4 a day to live off.
and that's the other thing too.
$4 a day is cheaper than bananas.
For people who want to live like a mendicant sort of lifestyle, mostly in service, and not have to charge for your gifts,
Right.
makes it easy. It makes it really
Right, $4 or
easy.
$5 a day. Here,
You're growing it,
Here's
you're growing
$5, kid. You can go
You're
out and
growing
have
it free.
Go out and have food. Yeah.
Nature provides everything free. You just have to
Wow.
figure it out and
Just gotta figure it out.
and just respect the
And
relationship.
your job is kind of help people out there to do that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I am. I'm
I
proud
guess
of
we
you.
should end. It's probably really long
Yeah, okay.
by now.
Okay, anyway, this is Live from Arnold's Way with buckwheat, and the future of this country is buckwheat. You got that? Okay, bye.
Bye.